Geek Boss. Hi, my name is Anna, and I am a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I am a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with a very exciting comeback reaction, and we will be watching GOT7 in their newest music video, Last Piece.
So, this is GOT7's latest comeback, Last Piece, from their new album, Breath of Love, Last Piece. And they did have their pre-release Breath last week, and we didn't react to it, but we have both watched it and really enjoy it. So for this release, we have watched the album teaser, we have watched all the individual member teasers, would have loved to watch the music video teaser, but unfortunately we just could not. But yeah, we're super excited for this music video, so let's go!
Let's go! Pretty.
Very. Wow.
That's cool.
It sounds kind of muffled. But
It's like a contemporary dance. I love it. I love their style these days.
Oh. Wait, is this set the Breath set?
Is it?
I think so, but like nighttime.
Oh, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah, it is Station Sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that. Falsetto. 역시.
So appropriate. Like it's so on brand.
Wow. Wow. I hear Youngjae's voice, but I do not see his face.
I like the effect, like all standing in the same place, but the switching during the dance with the,
What is this music change? Wait.
That was beautiful.
It's really like...
We're having
feel
two
like
very
I should
different
be-
feelings right now.
I feel like I should be like headbanging or something right now, you know? With the music.
We were having two very different reactions to different parts though.
But now it's like switched back.
Oh,
97.9.
best
Nice.
friends.
The synths right now, and just everything. It feels very 80s in the section.
Again. It's like, I feel like we're not laughing at him, it's just
I
so
know,
on brand.
it's just so fitting, yeah.
They're looking for their last piece. Youngjae.
The repeated last piece was really nice. The bass is really, the progression of that line, and distorted bass.
Youngjae?
What's going on?
Yeah!
Yeah, it is! Hello! Where you been? Oh! Circle to square. I don't know how they did their fingers.
You okay,
But it
girl?
looked like... Oh! Yeah, and it's all like headbang. Oh! There's like this... like tinkling
Ooh.
sound. But the O's.
Back to the beginning. Because it's a circle, because it goes back to the beginning.
Oh! Is that what it is? Also, this section sounds really 80s. Again.
Okay, so a few things that I want to talk about in the dance because there's some really cool moments in it. First, it's not straight up contemporary dance the whole time, obviously, but it does have more contemporary elements to it, which is something that I really like about GOT7's style recently. And I talked about that in our debut versus recent series, like the evolution of it and how they've incorporated their own personal styles. But the beginning of this dance is just such a great example of that contemporary style. Not just like the pose and how they get out of it, but when they start moving around each other and it's this kind of, not chain reaction, but it's almost like this energy flow. It's just really beautiful. And so I thought that was really nice, and also it was kind of a gentler presentation of the concept that like we're all part of the same puzzle, because it was like they were pushing and like sharing the energy, so I really liked that. The hand thing that you pointed out, Anna, the circle to the square, like the circle to the puzzle piece basically, is obviously the point of the choreography. Like it's in every single chorus. It's also the pose that they start and end in, so obviously it's very important. And it's just mimicking the entire story. Like it's showing the puzzle piece that's necessary, it's showing the circle that like the U is completing. And I just think that that's a really nice addition to it, especially because it's related to the beginning and ending pose. Like I really like that. I like how it is all connected and really comes full circle. Like the connection we made at the end of it. This is such a small part, but it was so beautiful to me, so I have to talk about it. And this is when you were talking about headbanging, and I was like, I don't care. Because when they're saying the breath of love part, and they do their breath of love, the first time especially, that Yugyeom is the one that they show doing it. And it's beautiful. Like, okay, when he does it, so you could do this where when you put your arms up and your head goes back, you just tilt your head back. But that's not what they're doing, and that's especially not what he's doing in that shot. He's actually doing a high release where you lift your shoulders and the top part of your back almost lifts off the spine and arches up. So it's like, and it's really like you're taking that breath, and it's just such a beautiful moment. I was literally like, when I saw it, it was so nice. So I just wanted to talk about that. But then I just really liked the whole concept, and I liked how the concept tied into the dance from start to finish, tied into the editing with how they were switching each other back and forth, doing the same movement, how Youngjae didn't show up until the very end, so it was like, he's here. Well, yeah, sad that Youngjae didn't show up until the very end, but also it was really nice for the concept, because it was like, we are only complete when we're together. Like, we can now like do the full choreography basically, because that's really one of the only times they show all of them doing the choreography anyways after Youngjae shows up. So yeah, I just really enjoyed it. If you couldn't tell, I really like this style and their like recent sound. So Anna's turn.
In case you couldn't tell by the reaction for some reason, I really enjoyed this. The biggest thing for me is like the drastic contrast between the rest of the song and the second half of the choruses. And it's not even like a gradual transition, it's like pretty abrupt. It just like is a switch. And usually I'd be like, oh, why did they do that? But to be completely honest, like I don't really mind it. Because I think if they didn't have like the headbanging part and just like kept the music the same, it would have gotten a little too repetitive. So it sort of like gave a break. It's weird to say that it gave a break when it's such an intense part musically though, but it like breaks it up. But that like hardcore part, it starts off playing, but then all of a sudden like after a phrase or two, there's an added electric line that comes in that's like even more intense and goes harder, and I was just like, yes, this is what I need. Like a few days ago I asked Peyton, I was like, Peyton, I want to listen to angry music, and that section in particular is like the angry music that I needed. But then that's completely different from the rest of the song, which is like I said, vaguely 80s-esque. And the reason why I say it's kind of 80s is because the style of synths that they were using, like the synth that happens during the verses in the background, is very open. Like it is sustained, but the tone quality of it is very open. Like it's not full. So while it is adding a layer, it's not like too much. Those styles of synths are very reminiscent of 80s. And besides just that, like I kind of referenced in the reaction too, there were other sounds that felt kind of muted and dampened. Well, the bass throughout the whole song is like very rhythmic and syncopated, but like during the pre-chorus I especially noticed how like bubbly sounding it was. And it kind of made me think of like, oh, you're underwater and playing around in the water. But then there's also like the chorus. They aren't singing O's in the background, but in my mind, it feels like they should be singing O's. So my mind just might be tricking me into thinking it sounds like O's. But it's like this line above that's a synth playing and it's like moving around. I don't know how else to explain it. But that also sounds kind of dampened. It plays in both the more like gentle part of the chorus and the more intense part of the chorus. And it's really interesting because within the context of like the music style that it's in, it adds a different interpretation. Because when it's in the more hard part of the song, it feels like a little spooky to me. Or like a little bit off-putting, which I thought was really interesting because it's like, oh, is it like you feeling uncomfortable and like empty because of the missing piece? You know? Anyways, I'm done now. Peyton, do you want to TLDR?
Sure. TLDR, GOT7 is back with their new release, Last Piece, and it is safe to say that we both loved it, if you could not tell from our reaction and all of our comments about how much we loved it.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited to listen to the rest of the album because
Me too.
the members like each individually participated very heavily on this one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Also,
I love
Nathan's
seeing
song
their
is with
styles.
Nathan, so.
You don't know, Anna really likes Nathan.
Music!
Nathan's music.
Okay.
Anna's a simp, but only for Nathan's music, not Nathan.
Alright, so that being if you enjoyed this reaction and are loving GOT7's comeback and are excited about the whole album, then please like, oh my god, comment, subscribe,
Ding.
turn on your notification bell.
Woo!
And bye!